Disasters and terrorist events happening in other parts of our country have left many of us wondering, what if something like that happened in our city? Are we prepared? Would our families be able to handle an emergency until help arrived? Would we be able to sustain ourselves for at least 72 hours? The answer is probably not. This realization prompted the City of Farmington Hills to take action. We created the Citizen Core Council for Emergency Preparedness, which we call the CCCEP. Our mission is to empower people to be self-reliant in an emergency. Our council was established in 2001 with the goal of teaching residents how to care for themselves and their neighbors during a crisis. We believe that preparedness has to happen at the grassroots level, one family at a time. If every family had the basic knowledge and supplies to be self-reliant in an emergency, it would not only benefit those individuals, but also the community as a whole. You may not realize that if a tornado, an ice storm, a terrorist attack, or other disaster strikes your community, you might not have access to food, water, and electricity for days. Depending on the scope of the crisis, emergency workers might not be able to reach your family. We've always been taught to call 911 and rely on our local emergency personnel. But in a disaster, the person your family really needs to rely on is you. Our Citizen Core Council for Emergency Preparedness is made up of volunteers who are dedicated to helping others in the community. It's people helping other people prepare. We have a strong commitment from our mayor and city council to not only raise the awareness of our citizens, but to follow through on the message and turn it into action. We need to reach people through easily accomplished, low-cost avenues. In a time of tight city budgets, the CCCEP has used its resources wisely and come up with many cost-effective ways to spread the preparedness message. If you are interested in creating your own emergency preparedness program, first of all, you need to set up a Citizen Core Council. Then establish a relationship with your city's fire and police departments to help guide and advise the group. Our CCCEP in Farmington Hills currently has 16 members who are volunteers from the community, including a city council member who attends all meetings, plus we have a city staff member who acts as a liaison to the group. Let's take a look at some of our activities that your Preparedness Council might want to undertake. Team up with your fire and police departments to offer classes on first aid and disaster preparedness. Events can involve local hospitals, neighboring police departments, and other city commissions. Hold monthly meetings at your city hall that feature different speakers and are open to the public. Seek outside support of both monetary and in-kind donations to cover costs of your programs. For example, costs for our recent series of first aid classes were underwritten by a pharmaceutical company. Involve your Preparedness Council in fire and police disaster training drills. Arrange for your members to play an active, though non-rescue role at the scene so that they receive first-hand knowledge and training on what to do when a disaster actually strikes. Staff booths at citywide events and have literature about emergency preparedness available. Write a regular column for the local newspaper. Set up a speakers bureau and go out into the community to speak to homeowners associations, senior groups, local churches, and community organizations. Host television programs on your local community cable access channel and have each segment cover a different aspect of emergency preparedness. Our programs are moderated by a local news anchor who donates her time. Offer a tip of the month about emergency preparedness as a regular feature of your city council meetings. Create an emergency preparedness handbook. We're especially proud of the handbook we created called Farmington Hills, a Community of Prepared Citizens. We've distributed more than 17,000 copies through schools, at community presentations, and through local libraries. Our handbook was compiled by volunteers. It's a month-by-month guide for the citizens and businesses of Farmington Hills. The 12 chapters represent the 12 months of the year and provide step-by-step guidelines on a different topic each month. Emergency supply kits for home and car, business preparedness, winter weather safety. These are just a few of the topics addressed. Our handbook is available on our city website. We invite you to use it as a template and create a guide tailored to your own local area. When a community prepares for a disaster, you not only have a safer place to live, you also use city resources more wisely. It's a fact that when disaster strikes, residents should be able to take care of themselves for up to 72 hours. By becoming self-sufficient, residents help our local fire and police and other emergency personnel focus their efforts on the critical situations where they are most needed. We don't want anyone in Farmington Hills to have to scramble for flashlights, water, and non-perishable food in emergencies. We want our citizens to take a few minutes each month to review emergency procedures, update information, and keep supplies easily accessible. And we want our citizens to experience the peace of mind that comes from being prepared and knowing that their families are safe. Protect yourself and your loved ones. Call us or visit our city website for more information about establishing your own Preparedness Council. We know that disaster preparation works. It's not that hard. We did it in our community, and you can do it too. In Farmington Hills, we make preparedness a part of every day.